with Elyse and Psychic, and she's going to talk about all kinds of things psychic related. So, welcome.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Elyse.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, tell us what you do.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Well, formally, officially, however you want to put it, I am Elyse and Psychic, the Psychic Liaison, Bridge the Unseen. And I'm all about helping my clients find their way, in life. And really what it's about, I mean, I do all kinds of different things. I'm a medium. I do the predictive readings. I'm an energy healer, Reiki master teacher, space clearer, pet communicator. But a lot of the work that I do too is about what is blocking my client from acquiring everything they want in their life. There are so many things that run on the subconscious we're not even aware of. And a lot of the way spirit utilizes my abilities is to bring that up to the forefront. We all have desires. We all have things we want in our life. And we think if we do this or we do that or just keep trudging through that it's going to show up. And many times, yes. However, what we don't realize is as human beings, we have traumas, past life traumas, limiting beliefs that are so ingrained in us, we don't even think twice about it. And all these things can get in the way of really creating and manifesting what we want in our life. So I work from a space of complete love and compassion. I'm all about that. And yes, I can answer your questions, but also let's look at what's getting in your way. We all want our joy and happiness to the fullest, right? So let's see what we can do, what kind of work we can do, what can we find, and what are the tools that spirit can share with us that can help my client start to really get out of their own way, if you will, without even realizing they were in their way. And I've seen it in my own life. Done a lot of this work myself. So that's how I understand and know what's involved. And it's my joy and my passion.
So. It's kind of amazing whenever you release those blocks, isn't it? That like a whole new world opens up.
It is. And you know what is fascinating, Jessie? So many times we have these things so commonly on the tip of our tongue, things we say that people don't even realize that they're saying it over and over. One of the ones, and I know this is pretty big in society, I hear people say, "Oh, that just kills me." And I'm like, oh, no. I cancel it for them because people don't realize these words have such an impact. And what is the message?
Yeah. You've done that with me several times where you've got me saying something and you're like, cancel clear.
Well, let me tell you a true confession here, Jessie. I still have to cancel clear sometimes. We are all human, It's interesting because I consider myself not only a psychic and a medium and energy healer, Reiki master teacher, and everything that I do. But I'm also a human being, right? And I have my own life, and I will never put myself out to, hey, look at me, aren't I perfect? No, we're all we're all taking those steps. But I'll have to tell you, from this point of view, when you really know, you're a little like, really?
Yes.
So dramatic about it. I should say, not you, but I am, because I know the power of thoughts and words and these limiting beliefs. I have been going through a healing process myself for years, clearing out all those layers of what is buried. It's one of my clients likes to put it this way, and I love the way she puts it. You don't know what you don't know till you know it.
Right.
And that's the work that I do. She puts
that's one of my favorite things too.
Right. Right. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I love that. That's become like one of my new things is you don't know what you don't know.
Until you know it, right?
It's amazing what we don't know.
It is. And the fun for me, it's fun, but it's also so satisfying and gratifying when we can get somewhere deep in there.
Yeah.
And really pick out what is in their way. And I've done this immeasurable number of times. I can't even tell you. And the look of surprise that clients have. And many of them will look at me with relief after they're like, oh my gosh, that's what's been getting in my way most, all this time.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big part of it. Yeah. So, it brings me such joy because
That's one of the things that I love is when I see a person's face change, like with that recognition, like, oh, it's so easy. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I will say it's so easy, like once we find it for them. However, to be honest, there is work involved once we bring it to a person's attention because it's about, and it's only if they choose, of course, but it's about not only bring it to their attention, but with the work that I do, Spirit will then give me tools that my client can utilize to help them to process it, heal it, and release it, because that's the end goal.
Yes.
To release it so it's no longer in our path. It's like clearing an actual road of boulders or pebbles, or, well, there's all different sizes, right? And that's a lot of what this is about too. And it's wonderful when people can come back and just, wow, what a difference it makes for them.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, I don't know if it's like I can't think of the word, but how you're holding on to something so tightly. You're holding on to it with your hands so tightly that you can't let it go and release and open up for more to come into your life, and I think that that's one of the things that the patterns that we set up is helping people to release whatever that is that they're holding on so tightly to, so that they can receive more.
Absolutely. And, with that, all I can say is, and I understand sometimes those things run so deep and they are so tender and sensitive and to the very core. Lots of times it's trauma too. Yeah. And so there's so much more to it than just finding it. For me, I look at it as a way to support my client. All my clients know if they need me, I'm here. If there's I have my schedule and all that. Yes. But, sometimes we have clients who are in crisis or have an emergency, and I do my best to drop whatever I'm doing to be able to accommodate them. This is life. This is right. This is life. This is their life. And, my life is important to me. Their life is important to them. And I think it's just I just have to say, I find it to be a beautiful way to live my life. Helping others has always been in my DNA, but this is a beautiful way to go to such a different level and to see that joy when someone gets it. Yeah. And they've made those changes and things start to create for them. And because I have clients that, will come to me on not a schedule, but so many, every month, every 2 months, once a year, once every 2 years. I mean, they're all varied. I have clients that'll like clockwork, but it's beautiful when they come back and you can see how their life changed.
Isn't it great?
It's fabulous. It's just incredible. Absolutely.
So tell me how do you use Reiki in your practice? What is Reiki, first of all? What is Reiki?
Sure. Reiki is fairly commonly known, and it comes from Japan. And Reiki itself stands for Universal Life Force Energy. That's what the actual definition of the word, when you Rei and then Ki. It is a form of energy healing using universal life force energy. There are three, I see it as, now everybody's done all different things to Reiki, but back in the day, I will say there were 3 levels. Okay. Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and Reiki 3 was master teacher level. Okay. And I know people have broken it out to all different ways. And in each level, you learn more about the Reiki, and there are symbols that you use. One is specifically used for distance healing. And Reiki can be done 2 different ways, depending. Some people do it hands-on, but it can also be done with your hands hovering about 6 inches above the body.
That's how I've always had it done, is hovering.
Okay. There are legalities surrounding that, which we won't get into right now. And that's why some people will do it hands above, because there are a lot of laws concerning touching people's physical body. Yeah. I'm an ordained minister, so legally I can.
I am as well.
Yeah, and I've done it both ways, but I always ask permission. Not only do I use Reiki as my base, it's an intelligent energy. It knows where to go. It knows how much. And the one thing that is so true about any type of healing energy, that you can send it out to that person. If that person either has had enough or do not want to accept that energy, because everybody has free will, free choice, that Reiki energy will know where to go. It is a very intelligent energy. So if that person won't accept it, someone else that's out there energetically, it will be presented to, and they will be allowed to utilize it if they so choose on a higher level. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy. People, it's for physical, mental, and spiritual healing. And the thing is, as healers, when we do the energy healing, Reiki, there's all different modalities out there. It's not, the healer never heals the client. That's so important for people to understand. Yes. The healer facilitates the client healing themselves. We are the conduit. You notice part of how I call myself is a psychic liaison, because I am the go-between, whether it's psychic readings, whether it's healing, whether it's space clearing, no matter what I'm doing in this work. But we never heal the client. We are there to facilitate and to help them. We manage the energy. We know where to bring it. We can enhance it, but it's up to that individual. And that's how any energy works. The person receiving on some level really does need to be an active participant. They don't need to do anything but be open. But yeah, it's used for healing physically, like I said, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It is used for relaxation, aches and pains. I mean, there's all kinds of ways Reiki is utilized, and or I like to say energy healing too, because I take it a step further. I use Reiki as a base, but then I am also doing other energy healing. I'm very guided to different areas of the body that may need things removed. I find symbolisms of, for example, this is a great way to tie this in. When we talk about what's on the subconscious level in readings, the same can hold true in the physical, energetic body. And so many times in healings that I do, I will find symbolisms of issues, in other words, that the person had no idea. And I'll never forget, this goes back a lot of years, but it really stuck in my head. I was doing a Reiki healing, energy healing session on a client. And I said to her, wow, you have a cross basically implanted in your back. And I said, did you grow up in a very religious family that talks about the cross to bear? And she said, oh my gosh, yes. I'm getting chills all over my body. So if you see my face change, they can get very intense, but that's my spirit team's way of saying you're right in there, bullseye. Wow, keep going. But I have to react. I react to it physically because it's a physical sensation. Anyhow, so she was so unaware, and I said, well, you're carrying that. You're carrying your cross to bear. And I was able to tell her where it started from, what situation created it, and why she's carried it all these years. And we were able to, in the session, remove that.
How interesting.
It was phenomenal. She had a lot of back and shoulder issues and pain, a lot. Well, she had a huge cross that she was carrying. So these things show up in so many ways people don't understand. We can go to a doctor and there's a physicality of it. But so many things are limiting beliefs. Everything's energy. Our limiting beliefs, our thoughts, everything. And it shows up in our energy field. That's how we read, right? That's how, as psychics too, we're reading the energy. We're reading. It's all about energy. And what is that person carrying in their energy field?
I don't know why I want to ask this specifically, but I want to ask, have you used it specifically for grief? I've had it for like pain, which I know can be caused by grief, but have you used it specifically for grief?
It being Reiki energy healing?
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Any pains, any issues can be further helped with energy healing. And some people don't understand how it works, or they think they're going to pop off the table, right? I have a massage table, and that's what I use for my energy sessions, Reiki sessions. And they think they're just going to be magically it's all going to be perfect. Doesn't really work that way. Sometimes it takes time, but lots of times what people will recognize and notice right away is a lightness. Now, whenever anybody gets any type of energy healing, no matter what type, don't just pop up because you're going to get lightheaded. We've shifted energy. We've moved energy. We have passively, depending on the practitioner, removed some energy that was no longer serving and instead placed other beautiful energy to take that place. So the body, physically, energetic body, all of it has to kind of, it has to adjust and acclimate. But many people feel a sense of peace. They'll understand what they're feeling right away, that peace, that lightness, and so forth. Sometimes they will pop off the table and go, wow, look at my ankle. It doesn't hurt anymore. And I'm like, yes, all right. The other thing I want to throw in there, which was really interesting the very first time it happened to me, because people's body parts actually talk to me. And I'll never forget that this happened so many years ago. And even I was like, when it first happened, this person's toes were talking to me. And I'm like, do I say this to my client? Like, are they going to think I'm off my rocker? But after that first initial time it happened, I'm used to it now. But I usually try to give my clients a little heads up before hey, your toes just flat or your knee, but the beauty of it too is it resonates with them. They understand it as soon as I explain to them. The toes told me what it's feeling and why it's feeling, what it would wish you would do instead. And they're like, oh yeah, it makes total sense. But
yeah.
Yes, people's body parts have, yes.
We've got a question here. Is it okay if we ask questions? Yes, absolutely.
Please. And hi, everyone. So glad you're joining us. I saw Jen was there and Dana and Hearts Love Joe. Hello. Yes. Yes. We'll wait for
Thank you for liking and subscribing.
Yes. Awesome.
And
waiting for a question.
Yes. And hello, Flower Eggs and Yeast. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Yes. If you have a question, please type it in. There we go. Okay, thank you.
We're getting there, Hearts Love Joe.
We're getting there.
Woo! We're all in anticipation.
How long have you been using Reiki?
Oh my goodness gracious. I have been using Reiki. I think it was 03. I received all 3 level certifications.
Cool.
So 18 going on 19 years now. Yeah. And wow, what a just a beautiful modality, along with, like I said, I like to add other things into it. There are a lot of beautiful healing modalities out there. A lot of people are very familiar with Reiki. Very familiar. It's a name they know. And it's so awesome. I don't know about you, but I just love the fact that it's mainstream, Yes.
And
it's beautiful as psychics and energy healers to see how it's becoming more and more accepted, the work that we do, because you and I both know the value that can come from this work for our clients. We understand it's a level that in some ways nobody else really has access to because it's buried so deep in there, you know? So anyhow, go ahead. I think we've got her question up here now.
Yes. Let's see. It's a
reading question. We're not really doing readings tonight. Are we, Hearts? Are we doing reading questions?
I don't think that I can. I really have to get in tune with a person. So
may I offer something to Hearts Love Joe?
Yeah.
And to anybody who's here. I know it's a little premature, but we're going to talk about my lives on Facebook now. because I want to offer this to Hearts Love Joe. First of all, both Jessie and I do private sessions, so you can check us out. My website's ElyseAnnPsychic.com. Jessie, I'm sorry, I don't know your website or what you can offer, but please.
Fifth and Overland, yeah.
Fifth and Overland. Okay, awesome. And also, what I'd like to offer is I actually have a standing face. I have a couple standing Facebook Lives. Is it okay, Jessie, if I mention them now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
We're going to kind of like at the end, probably.
Yeah. No, anytime. We can say it many times.
All right. Woo! We're going with the flow, right? It's all about going with the flow. Anyhow, on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Arizona time. Right now, we are the same as Pacific Standard Time. That will change once everybody else does, but right now. Don't you love that we have to do that? We're both in Arizona, so it's like, really? And Facebook likes to put it as Mountain Standard Time. I don't know about you, but they got me stuck in that. Anyhow, 11 a.m. Arizona time on Wednesdays every week, I do a psychic mini reading live. So Hearts Love Joe, excuse me, and everybody else who's here, I'd like to offer you an invite to go ahead and like my follow Elyse Ann Psychic page on Facebook. Make sure your notifications are set at favorites, and that way you'll get notifications of when I do go live. So every Wednesday, 11 a.m. I also do last minute psychic mini reading lives, and that's another reason why you want your notifications set at favorites after you like and follow. I also do Table Talk Thursdays at 7 p.m. Arizona time. That is going to change 6 p.m. in August. So we have a couple more weeks at 7 p.m. and then I'm dropping it an hour. And basically we pick a different inspirational, metaphysical, or spiritual topic every week. And I teach a little. Everybody gets to ask me questions. We share experiences. We have a blast. You guys learn. I learn. We have a lot of laughs. I wonder why I never laugh. Right, Jessie?
Right.
Never. So we were going to do some of that at the end, but there you go. I hope all of you will join me on my lives. You're always welcome. Always welcome. So,
yeah, they're really fun. Yeah. And, so Hearts Love Joe, if you can join her on there, we get that question answered for you.
And if I can, Dana's, did you want to respond to that? I think she's talking about Reiki.
About Reiki. Yeah. It's been around for, I don't know how long I don't know when Reiki was originated.
1920s, I believe, is when, and I'm not going to say his name right, so forgive me. Mikao Usui. I know Usui because they teach Usui Reiki. I don't know why there's different factions of Reiki. I was not really plugged into that, so I'm not even going to go into that. I'm not sure why, but okay. But the 1920s is when Mikao Usui went on his venture and was blessed with the Reiki symbols and so forth, and how to practice Reiki and heal others.
Interesting. Cool. Nice. It's been used for a lot of stuff. A lot of people have really benefited from it.
Yes. And like I said, it's so beautiful because even, I've been in this business professionally for 20 years. And even back then, it was still a little, I don't know if I'd say edgy or on the edge. People were starting to warm up to all of this even more. And so it's beautiful when it's so mainstream now. Reiki, hospitals, medical clinics, hospice, they are all starting to turn to not just Reiki, but energy healing in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a world, and how far, you've come a long way, yes. Baby. Yeah. Woo, I love it.
About time, huh?
Yes. What we do is not woo-woo. It's real and it's beyond valuable. That's the way I see it. So
thank you, Allie. Allie is a makeup artist and hairstylist and makeup artist, and she's fabulous. And Allie, I need to get with you to do a video about your salon too. So get in contact with me because I keep forgetting to message you whenever it's a good time.
Jessie is really on top of things. She really is. but yeah, you do have to make sure sometimes, hey, Jessie, we're all so busy.
Yes.
I do the same thing. We're going, we run our own businesses. We're going in it. I don't know about you. I was going to say 8 different directions, but some days it feels like 12.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah. Sometimes I just go in the same direction for way too long. And that's bad too. So talk a little bit about the different clairs and what you use in your practice.
As soon as I'm done laughing about your last one, I find it hysterical. You go in the same direction? No. Thank you. Oh. All right. One thing Jessie and I are never short of is when we're together, we laugh a lot, don't we?
Absolutely.
Have a great time. I love it. Humor is so important. It's such a high vibration. Yes. Okay. So the clairs. There are 6 different clairs. There is clairvoyance, which is seeing, clairaudience, which you notice how I do this every time. I close my eyes and I start pointing to the thing. Okay, here we go. It's romper room time. Oh no, I'm really dating myself now. Okay. I was a very little girl. Okay, very little girl. Now it's on. I earned my wrinkles. All right, so there is clairvoyance, which is seeing, clairaudience, which is hearing. There's clairsentience, which is a feeling. You just feel it through your body. A claircognizance is a knowing. It almost just, somehow you just don't know. I mean, somehow you just know you don't know how you know, but you do. Sometimes we will call that the gut reaction too. Doesn't necessarily mean it comes through that way, but just a knowing. You can't really answer how you know, but you just know.
Yeah.
And then there's clear centrist, and I think that's what they call it. The smell and the taste. Clairgustant, I think, is taste. Claircentrance is smell. And for me, I've experienced all 6 clairs. My smell and my taste are rare, but it has been known to happen. For me, though, all 4 clairs are all in play at all times. I don't always know how they're going to how spirit, when I say they, it's my spirit team, how they're going to deliver the information to me. Sometimes I will just see, sometimes I will just hear, sometimes I'll feel it. I am an empath, so I feel just about everything. All right. Sometimes I just know, and sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, or all 4. I never know. They just, however, see, think about spirit. And this is great for people who are developing their own abilities too. The thing to remember is the way you're going to receive psychic information is the way your spirit team, each individual spirit team, feels and recognizes that individual is going to receive the information the clearest, the quickest, and with the most impact.
Okay.
And that's my belief. Okay. And when I have to say that because other people may have other beliefs, and that's okay. I never push mine on, but this is from my experience and what I believe. That's the way I always talk about it and teach about it, because it's true. I don't know about you, but I've had clients who are like, oh gosh, I can hear everything, but I can't see a thing. I want to see. And they get so frustrated that they're not tuned into their hearing and they're missing all these messages. It's not that one is better than the other. It isn't. It's just, how is this person wired? Where are they most open? How are they most open to receive it? And that can change over time and will. Mine has.
Yeah.
And it shifts all. They're shifting.
I've just noticed that I will smell different things, and I'm trying to kind of notice that more and like engage in it more when I do, because I've realized that I've done that for quite a while and just never really thought anything about it, just kind of like, okay, where is this coming from? But now I know that I really need to like investigate a little more.
Discern is really what I'm hearing. Discern it, because as psychics, as human beings, period, we interact with all the energy. But as psychics, we're even more open. We've put the welcome sign up. We've opened and, we've unlocked and opened the doors and windows and said, come on in, right? So there's all types of energy out there. So yeah, you have, those that are crossed over are communicating with you through the smells, but always make sure you're discerning, because we know that there's higher vibrational beings and there's lower vibrational beings, and we never know. And the other thing, I don't know why, this is part of what I say, and it's not to make anybody go, whoa, but we do know that those lower vibrations will take advantage of opportunities. Let's just put it that way, right? So we always want to discern and ask them, who are you? Don't tell them. Don't say, hey, are you my Aunt Betsy that passed away in 1987?
No,
they're going to say yes, because they're tricksters. Not all of them are find these lower vibrations, right? I did that once many, many years ago. I learned my lesson really, really quick. And I always ask them, who are you? I don't say, are you so-and-so? Are you my so-and-so, my spirit guide?
Yeah.
No. Let them tell you, and that way you know. So, yeah. But it will shift and it will change. I think the most startling smell I ever got, I don't know why, Dad, I love you. After my dad passed away, there was a joke in our family. My father's shoes could take out a household. Okay. And after he passed, I'll never forget, I was walking past the love seat in my family room, and boy, oh boy, like 10 wait. I'm like, okay, Dad, I know you're here. Thank you very much. Woo! Yes, we can do that.
Do you notice that you get like a lot of, when you're talking to people that have passed on, they always bring up food. It's almost like they're missing food that they had here.
Isn't that funny? No, they don't.
Really? Really?
Like, so see, there's some connection for you.
Yeah.
Are you a foodie?
I don't really think so, but like they'll mention, oh, I just love this pie, or like I was recently shown like spaghetti, different things just from different people will bring up different things, and I feel bad like they're missing that because they can't get it wherever they are.
Can I offer an alternative thought about it?
Yeah.
I know when I do my work in mediumship that those that are crossed over will come through. Well, that too. I invite them and sit at my table. Only when I'm in a reading. Okay. So, gotta be careful what we say, right? No open invitations for a party tonight. Because when we say it, it happens, right? Anyhow. So just lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
About food.
All right. Okay. So sorry. So they'll come through to me and they will give me some identifying characteristics of their personality. So I can describe them, how they're coming in, how they're acting, maybe their gait, whatever, their facial, something that person I'm reading for will go, oh yeah, that's my dad, or oh yeah, that makes sense. So for you, what I think is happening is, when I feel is happening really, is that is the way those on the other side are choosing to use you. They choose food as a connector to your client.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And so that's the thing, because we can make anything up as psychics, right? I mean, I don't. But I'm just saying, so it's really important when you go to a medium, anybody, when someone goes to a mediumship, for a mediumship reading, you're hoping you'll get some specifics and not generalities. Oh, your mom's so proud of you. Keep going. Oh, okay. And it's not like I'm saying, ooh, test your psychics. But also know who you're going to. This is kind of an aside, but there's a lot of people that, are hanging their shingle as a psychic. And if I may digress for just a minute, it's just coming up. So here we go. All I want to say is, look, I tell all my clients, no psychic can be 100% accurate. Absolutely impossible. Okay. Why is that? If someone tells you that, go running for the hills. Why do I say that? Because I'll explain every time. Some things are clear as day is what's being communicated. Other times I have to interpret it through my own filters to figure out what is being communicated. And that is where we always get the information, but we may tweak the message. So it may belong in box A, but because we don't know your life, we put it in box C, right? That's where you need to just stay open to the possibilities. However, you're hoping you get some sort of specifics, number one. Number two, I have to say it. There should be some form of professionalism coming from your psychic.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of know some of what we're maybe looking at or thinking of. I just know that I do lives, and I've looked at some of the lives, and it's heartbreaking to me in some ways. A psychic's going to take this work really seriously. If they're really in it, they're going to take it seriously. They're not going to be smoking. They're not going to be vaping. They're not going to be drinking. They're not going to be eating. They're not going to be swearing up a storm. Look, a little swearing. Okay. And if that's your vibe and you're into the swearing, that's cool. Okay. I'm not going to say yes or no. Everybody's got their own connection. It's cool. When I'm not out here like Elyse and Psychic, yeah, my mouth can go some, I'll be honest, right? But I think as legitimate psychics, I think what we're seeing in a lot of ways is anybody's hanging out their shingle. And I just want to say to everyone, you deserve to get some value from your money.
Yes.
If you're purchasing. Don't go to anybody. And I've seen this on lives, people calling themselves a psychic, where they pull out a card and then they take the book of the deck and they start reading the book. No, I don't know. Okay. So look, just because someone uses, and this is something you were going to ask me, so I think I'm going to pump ahead here if it's okay.
Yeah.
If using cards, because you were going to ask me about oracle cards, right?
Yes. Let's show Dana's. Some people have a healing touch. How do you use light work to get more in touch with how you can help others that is most beneficial?
I can answer that to a degree if you want me to, unless you want to.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. So Dana, everybody, well, yes, there are a lot of people that have a healing touch, and lots of times the way you can tell too is if you hold your hand up, if your hand starts heating up, you're more than likely a natural healer. Okay. So we just have to harness that and get some modalities that are going to work for you. All right. However, light work. When you say light work, I think you just mean in general, the work that we do through healing and readings and so forth. What I'm going to strongly suggest, Dana, one of two things. You can get with a reliable psychic and dig in a little bit to see someone who can cater to you and work with your spirit team to determine what direction and what modality is going to work best for you. What are your specific needs? Because there always is. We have these generalities, Reiki, quantum healing. We have all these modalities, but everybody has a little bit of a unique way because we all are unique energy. Okay. So Dana, that's one thing I would suggest. And if I'm the one you're drawn to, great. I do that kind of work. If it's Jessie, if it's someone else, whatever it is. The other thing I'd like to suggest, Dana, is to really sit quietly with your spirit team and ask them to show you very clearly, or, well, I say show, but let me back up. Okay. Ask them to send you a clear communication, because you may see it, you may hear it, you may feel it, you may know it, you may, whatever it is. Okay. Ask them to present to you a clear communication of what direction you're to go into. I have a feeling, Dana, that you're not as comfortable with being able to catch the message, but those are two options for you, sweetheart. And also, third one just came through from my spirit team. What calls to you, Dana, when you look at different modalities? Where do you feel your heart tug? Because no matter what we're asking, guys, no matter what you want to know about or asking, you really need to discern for yourself. No matter what anybody or any psychic says to you, you absolutely must discern any information given. I advocate that. Advocate. And so, run it through the heart center. Your heart center always knows. All right. So, and you want to get to, okay. Go ahead.
I think that you're referring to what we were talking about earlier, because I've done let's see. Hey y'all, and are we doing readings tonight? And I got a good one. Okay, yes, Dana. Sorry, I got confused in the chat there.
No, that's okay. Is Dana one of your clients?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. She's got a good one.
Yeah.
Yay!
And yeah, there's so much to explore and so much to really find out that it can be very, very fun when you start to get into that. Yeah.
Yes. Shall we answer Whitney? Yes. There
Whitney, we're not doing readings tonight, but Elyse, do you want to go through your stuff again?
Okay, very quickly. Yeah, we'll go through that again. So on Facebook, I am Elyse Ann Psychic. That is my page. And on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, I do a psychic mini reading live. That is at 11 a.m. Arizona time. We are the same as Pacific Standard Time. I also do last minute psychic mini reading lives. That's why it's so important to like and follow my page and make sure your notifications are set at favorites so that when I jump on every morning, my spirit team are my business partners. And every morning I wake up with my list of what, my schedule planned out. And many times Spirit will say, okay, do this, or do a live, or look at this, or go here, and I'm like, okay, I'm the dutiful employee. I'm listening. You're my business partners. I'm the dutiful partner here. So I do that. And then on Thursdays, I do something called Table Talk Thursdays. And that is the opportunity for you to ask me general questions about topics. We pick a different topic every week: metaphysical, inspirational, and spiritual. Except 1 week a month, we're just doing an open Q&A now. I haven't determined which one. I think it's going to be my last Thursday of the month. But in August, I'll make that announcement too. We're going to drop it to 6 p.m. Right now it's at 7 p.m. on Thursdays, Arizona time. In August, I'm dropping it to 6 p.m. Arizona time. And I hope you'll join us. It's so much fun. I used to teach at Paradise Valley Community College for about 8 years, I think it was, metaphysical workshops. So it's a lot of fun. So this has allowed me to kind of step back into that, maybe not fully, but to some degree. And I love it. And we get to exchange ideas and we just have a blast. I hope you'll join us. I really do. Just check it out.
Yeah, it's really great, Whitney. Check it out.
Thank you, Jessie. So, all right. Molly, do you want to address
Molly Makes? Yes, she's the one that I just did she's one of the people that I just did the 1950s collab with for the 1950s dinner party. It was so much fun. So thanks for being on here, Molly Makes. And Molly, I would love to do a reading with you for your mom, and we can do just a mediumship reading or an Akashic Records reading, either one. But yes, let's do that. And
reading now, okay.
No, I mean for Molly and I can schedule that.
Okay. Yeah. What?
We're doing what?
Okay, I misunderstood. I'm like, am I missing something? Woo!
I get a lot of stuff. I get a lot of signs from my dad, and he passed on about 3 years ago, and I get a lot of signs from him, and it's so interesting and it's so reassuring. It's so wonderful to know that it's just a change of energy, that they're not gone. They're just a change of energy. Absolutely. And yeah, I would love to do that for you. And we have more collaborations coming up. So watch our channels for Molly Makes does a lot of cakes and decorating and other kind of decorating stuff too. So she's got a lot of great stuff on her channel.
Awesome. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jessie, and your loss, Molly. My parents have been gone. Well, my mom's been gone 5 years. I think, we just passed 5 years. My dad, it's been 20. But I find that my parents show up mostly when maybe I'm in a struggle or feeling emotional. They'll show up. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the day my dad's going to materialize. I just know it's coming. I talked to him for years. I'm like, Dad, I'm not ready. And finally I'm like, okay, I think maybe I'll be okay. But he hasn't done it yet. I don't know. I'm just waiting for that one day or one evening, I should say. I walk out into the dark family room from my bedroom and there he is. I know he sits in the corner of my couch. I just know it. He always wants me.
Yes.
Anyhow, talk about, do we want to go into oracle cards at all? Oh, wait.
Yes.
What did Bill say?
Yeah, that's his parents have passed on too, and it is easier when you think of them that way. That and it's true, you know. I mean, it's energy is everything, and everything is energy.
Absolutely,
Yep.
1000%. And you know, it's funny because someone, I had a clients who have asked me over the years, you know, are they watching me like when I go to the bathroom? Are they watching me when I shower? And I'm like, no, they aren't, because all they see is energy. They're not seeing you, physical body, and they don't understand that. They're just seeing you as an energy being.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really is a great inquiry, because I would think it too. It's like, well, if they're watching me, or they're watching me now. No, they're not watching you when you're, okay, we're not going to go there. When you're really intimate. No, they don't care. They don't even have those ideas, their energy. All right. So Molly says, both my parents gone too. My dad just left 5 months ago. Oh, I'm so sorry, Molly. He has not given me any signs yet. You know what, Molly, hang tight. Chances are, you know, after we cross over, we do go through a healing process if needed. So it's possible he's still going through some healing, debriefing, if you will. And I want to be honest, Molly, it's not that he hasn't given you any signs, but sometimes the signs aren't like this huge whack, like you're really gonna pick it up. Sometimes they're so nuanced or so slight that you can very easily miss it. So it's not on you, it's not on him, but always know, no matter what, whether we're getting receiving signs from our loved ones, they are always around us. Don't ever fret. The love, the family bonds of the soul bonds of love. They were like this every lifetime, all the time. So just to reassure those that, like, I haven't heard from my grandmama in 7 years. Well, she's around. She probably has communicated some, but maybe you're just doing okay. And she thinks, hey, she's doing okay, or he's doing okay. And, you know, I'll knock on the door when I need to, right? I mean, so don't ever fret and think they've left us, or they're gone, or they don't think about you anymore. The exact opposite is the truth. So
I think that my dad gets tired of me chatting with him all the time and goes and stays around my sister. Drama.
I love it. And you know, they present themselves like they were in this physical life, and they do that even though we've had so many lifetimes. So that the person who's receiving the information, the client, or for yourself, you know, you're going to recognize, oh yeah, that's my dad. It's not a stranger, because it's something that'll be personal in some way. Yeah, absolutely.
I just love that. I just love it.
Yeah. So we didn't go into the oracle cards.
Yeah, let's talk about oracle cards.
All right. So you want to ask me if I use oracle cards? Is that
because you do readings with cards, right? But it's not tarot, it's oracle.
I do not read tarot. I do have a tarot deck. Tarot, I've heard it said both ways. I personally don't utilize it. Why? Many years ago, when I first started in the business professionally, I had someone who said, oh, you have to go learn tarot. You got to learn it. You got to read the cards. I'm like, okay, because the way I always read was I just sat down, opened up, and here it came. I used no tools.
Me too.
And they said, do it. And I'm like, okay. So I took out the book and wrote down the meanings and the cards. And the problem was, I'd be like, what does that mean? What I go in my brain, I'll go, what's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning? Instead of being over here connected with spirit, where all my psychic information comes from. I read intuitively any cards, including oracle cards. You know, I have a lot of angel oracle cards or oracle type cards. They run a little differently. They have a lot of symbolism. They have a lot of meaning, but you don't have to necessarily up here have this catalog of what each card means and dig it out and so forth. That just didn't gel for me, because it took me out of my true tight connection with my psychic abilities and psychic channel. Okay. The oracle cards I use when I'm doing things like my lives, because I need to get in and out really quick. I need to get in, out. It's different when we're doing a one-on-one. People don't understand as psychics the amount of energy that we are channeling, we are managing, we are handling, and that to step into a reading is not something like a boom, okay, let's just do it. Because I don't know about you, but I have people contact me a lot. Hey, can you answer a quick question? I want this reading.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm doing other things. I appreciate it. Let's make a session or come to one of my lives. I'm happy to do that. If you think we're just sitting here waiting to just, we're all plugged in like the engine's at 1,000%. We're just waiting. That's not how it works. It
takes time to get into what their experience of their energy. Yeah.
And it's just, it's different. We have to focus in for each client. We have to make sure that we have our shields. I mean, there's a whole ritual. I don't know about you, but a whole ritual or thing that I do every day to connect into that energy. And so it's much more than just a quickie little question. It doesn't work that way, because the truth of psychic information, as far as I'm concerned, from my standpoint, is to get down to the deep stuff.
Right.
We can tell you about this and we can tell you about that. But the truth of the matter is, at least for me and the way I see the work that I do, I really want to help you help yourself. Yes, I can tell you, is the job going to come through? Is Joe going to, invite you to the party? Whatever those questions are. They're very valuable questions. Don't get me wrong. It's important in my client's life and it's important to me. But let's go further than that. And let's just see how we're going to, we all have things in our life we're unhappy about, unfortunately. Human condition. What can we do to shift that?
That's one thing that I don't want to just answer the questions. I want to kind of open up those pathways,
Absolutely, 1,000%. So going back to Oracle cards, when I do my one-on-one sessions, I always have my cards there. But there are many times I don't touch them, or Spirit will say at the end, throw a couple cards or what have we. I literally, the way I started in this business and I continue to, I do my work that I need to do. And then the beginning of the session, I open up and we just see what's coming through. And that's how we do it. Now, the Oracle cards, like I said, I use them at private parties, corporate events, my lives, because you got to run through a lot of people really quickly. So you got to step into that energy. You got to pull out of it. You got to step into it with somebody different. Because even though it's a universal energy, every single person you're reading for is a little bit of a different energy. So imagine a revolving door, and as psychics, we're just spinning,
Yeah.
25, 50 times while we're doing these lives, because we're in, we're out, we're in, we're out, we're in, we're out, right? When you have a private session, you walk in that door and you sit your butt in the lobby and you're planted for a while, right? I do use Oracle cards, but I don't use them to read. What I do is I'll use them to enhance.
That's
in other
interesting.
words, my information does not come from the cards. My information comes from spirit.
Yeah.
So I will get information before I'm even, if you will, reading the cards.
I'm learning to kind of read tarot, but I'm using it more for myself than for my clients.
Well, one of the things you can do, if it helps you, I can pull out a tarot deck and use it to read. But whenever I've, let's say, had to, right?
Yeah.
I always tell people that they're launching off points for me, because they are. I don't know when it comes to tarot. Because many years ago I was a reader in a store for a brief amount of time, and I had to use tarot. They didn't want me using angel oracle cards. Okay, so I took the tarot, and the first thing out of my mouth when the person sat down is, "I just want to let you know I use tarot, but I don't go by the book. I use it as a launching off point. It's interpretive for me." Mm-hmm. And so that's it. Because if they see a card and they know what it means, but I'm coming up with something different, they're going to be like, whoa. But, so try it intuitively. See what comes to you intuitively. That's the way I use cards. Even oracle cards that have, all the writing on it. Oops. See?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I'll look at the top. Okay. But where is it? Do they really mean expect miracles, or is it something else? Right. So I use it as a combo. I'm already tuned into them. What do you have to say to me while I'm pulling the cards? So lots of times information will come before that card's even out of the deck. So there's a little bit of a difference the way, it doesn't mean I'm better. It just means I'm a little different with that. Do I have to have cards? No.
I think that a lot of readers, or good readers, they will read intuitively, and they won't necessarily go by exactly what's on there. I think that most of them go by more the feeling of the spirit of it. I think that's so interesting. I love it.
Well, for me, I've seen it. Some do it intuitively, and but a lot of them do it by the book too. That's the way they know how to read it, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with. I will never ever say, "Hey, I'm better. Oh, my way's better." Absolutely not. I am the last person that will ever say anything of the sort. I am just sharing the way I do things. It's so important for me that people understand that it's not about gee, because I don't need the cards, I'm better. I'm not saying that at all.
It's just what resonates with you.
It's just the way I work and the way spirit works with me. Because the one thing when you get to know me more and more, humble is the key word, because I refuse to go into ego. I never will.
Yeah.
And really seriously, I won't. And that's why I'm really careful. And I want to really emphasize, I am not saying that they're better than me or I'm better than them or anybody's better than anybody. We each do it our own unique way. And that's what makes us unique. And that's what makes those people that are really wanting to connect with somebody, whether they're drawn to you or drawn to me or drawn to a different psychic, what resonates. We each have our own unique, special way. So
yes. Yeah. Let's see what Molly Makes says. My mom sent me to do cake, and even YouTube collab was so meaningful. What are these cards? Yeah. So there's different, well, go ahead and tell her, Elyse Ann, that about the different cards.
What are these cards? Okay. Well, tarot is, gosh, maybe you know more about tarot than I do because I don't read it, but I know it's very, very ancient. It's a deck of 44
I have a video on it.
Huh? There's what?
I have a video on it. I have a video on the history of tarot.
There's major arcana and minor arcana, and there's all kinds of
fascinating
spreads you can do. And there's actual books that explain the different meanings, because each card's going to have multiple meanings, right? That you can get, and you start to learn what each card means, and then you can do a reading with the cards. Now, oracle cards, most of them are going to have some sort of words on them. I just showed you one a minute ago. Here's another one that has just one word on it. Okay, oracle cards are different. I don't know the exact definition, forgive me. But to me, I almost want to say, yes, each card has a different meaning, but it has symbolism, a lot of symbolism on it. It does, each card, but the words themselves are right there. You know what it means. And to me, oracle cards, for me, I work a lot with the angels and the space of love and compassion. So I resonate with the oracle cards a little bit more because a lot of them are angelic. Not all of them, but a lot of them are angelic. But that's just me. A lot of people use tarot and they're very accurate. But oracle cards, there's all kinds of different decks out there, and there's all kinds of different tarot. What I would suggest, if somebody is really looking for a deck, do a little research on Amazon or Hay House or whatever. What do you feel drawn to? What did you, what feels right to you? And yes, some of it's visual, but close your eyes and tune into the name of the deck. See if it resonates in your heart center. All right.
I have can you see it? It's a
little glary, but we got it.
Beautiful. It's a Chinese tarot, and it's so pretty. It's my favorite.
There are all kinds of tarot out there too. So, and just for me, it wasn't, there was all types of divination tools out there, all types.
Yeah.
And what resonates with each psychic? I just started using my pendulum more. I've had pendulums for years, and I
use that a lot.
I started picking up more and more my spirit team last week had me change a couple things in my lives. And one of the things I did was add a yes, no pendulum question to a live. if they choose to, make a purchase for a reading. And that's just another form of divination. And of course, I don't know about you, but whenever I get, my yes and no's are never, when somebody says, oh, can I just ask you yes or no? I'm like, you'll need a reading, because it's never just a yes and no. Yes or no. There's always additional information. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Something more to it. It's not cut and dry. It's not black and white. This stuff is never black and white. Let's be real. So when people says, hey, I just got a yes or no, that's fine, but there's more to it than just a simple yes or no. Spirit has more to say.
I use it like muscle testing, like I'll use it for food I'm supposed to eat or vitamins I'm supposed to take or something. I'll use it for that.
No, cool. Very cool. Very cool.
I did know it's exhausting to do a reading. It can be. It can be very exhausting.
And that's why, Molly, Dana, you read, totally spinning. Yeah. That's why it's so important that we know what we're doing. And that's why, not everybody can be a professional psychic. It does take a certain courage to step into that journey, because we are faced with things that experiences that I don't know if the regular lay person could completely really go through. I don't know about you, but I've had some hair-raising experiences through spirit. Thank you very much. But anyhow, it does take an awful lot of energy.
I think it's exhausting and exhilarating at the same time. It's
I'll agree with you.
Yeah. It's like a 200-mile-an-hour car ride. And you're like,
very well can be. It very well can be, especially for doing events or the live or a trade event, trade show, private party, corporate party, whatever it is, where you're just going through a lot of people. Yeah. I used to say I always get high off of it, though. I really do. I get this level up, and it's just wow. It's exhilarating and can be exhausting. That's why, people, and it's okay, because people just don't understand if they haven't experienced it. But we truly are, we're plugged into the wall for that time. We're not just a plug hanging there. We are plugged in, and we are running a lot of energy. And so
I don't think that people realize that our brainwaves are different when we're in a reading as well. That the brainwave change also. I think that's so amazing.
It is, and I've done all kinds of research on that. But it's really interesting because I'll use a term. People say, "Remember when you told me to?" And I'll be like, sorry, I don't, because I'm in an altered state. I'm here, but I'm in a whole different state. And I actually had someone come on my live once and make a comment about how can you charge for readings if you're in an altered state. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not talking drugs. I'm not on drugs. It is truly an altered state. Because what happens, people think that we're just here and we're going to do reading. This is what really happens, at least from my perspective. Yes, I'm always tuned in. Yes, am I vibrating? Is my vibrational frequency a little higher than maybe your average Joe? Yes, because of the work that I do. So I am at a different level. It doesn't mean I'm better. It just means because of the work that I do. That's the vibration I'll stay at. But then when we start to really tap in to do this work, we are pulling ourselves even higher in the vibration. Because we have to meet spirit. Spirit can come down some to us, but then we have to raise up to meet them. So our vibration is something that's much higher than the normal human being, if you will, would experience, and especially at a sustained length of time. So it can be very exhausting because, again, also, is it, are you walking or are you running? Running is a lot more exertion. You're going to get tired more quickly. It's sort of apples and oranges, but the idea or the concept is the same, right? And so we are on this whole altered energy level. And that's why as psychics, I don't know about you, but I remember maybe 1% of all of the readings that I do. I'll have recollection of maybe about 1% of the time. Because I'm there, I'm here, but I'm there. So it's altered state.
Yeah.
I see we have a bunch of comments here.
Yeah. I think it's Yeah, let's see. I don't know how to harness my gift. We can go on to Elyse Ann's Thursday table talk, and there's a lot of great information on there. I think you'll really, really like it.
Thank you. And
We
all
are
of those,
not doing readings.
can I just mention
She's
on,
gonna, yeah,
I'm sorry. I was just going to say on the Table Talk Thursdays, if somebody wants to look at the past videos, the past Table Talks, all my videos from all my lives are on my page. There's a video link, across the top there. You have home, reviews, whatever you have there, posts. One of them is video, and you can see all that I've done. They're all there, and most of them, when it comes to Table Talk Thursdays, have the title of the title is what we discussed that week. So I just wanted to mention. Go ahead.
And we will give more information in just a minute about how to get onto a reading. We're just about done. We're a little bit over an hour, so we're going to wrap up here in a little bit, and we'll give you information. Just 1 second. I'm looking for the spirit guides. Ask for them, Dana. And
I really would like to say something to Dana about her very last when we get there. So
yeah. What did the cards originate from? The tarot or the oracle? I think that they're kind of from different places, aren't they? Sorry, I'm a little late, but happy to be here. Hi, Kara. All about energy. I was brought up Catholic, but I do not believe in conventional religion or organized religion. I'm at the point in my life where I'm just trying to feel my
own
one spiritual connection. Yes.
My own.
Yes. That's Molly makes that's a lot of people are getting the same stuff. My thoughts is helping others. Never done it for any money. Sometimes it messes me up for a while. Days I use rocks too. Yes, using crystals, Dana. Okay, go ahead, Elyse Ann, and
yeah, all right.
What do you want to tell Dana?
Hello, Dana, honey. It is all about helping others. I'm 1000% on board with you. To me, that's the end all be all of it all, to help others. It's my purpose, my passion, and my full gratitude to Spirit for allowing me the opportunity to be able to do this for others and with others. They've never done it for money. It's very interesting. I just want to talk a minute about that, because I don't know about you, Jessie. Most people understand the value, and several things with this. Some people will say, well, it was God's given gift, so why are you charging for it? And, everything we do has value. I don't know about you, Jessie, but I went through a lot of training, did a lot of my self-training, my own training. I had some mentoring. It's not just, we put out, this is what I talked about in the beginning. It's not about just, put out a shingle and call yourself a psychic. There's so much more to this. And yeah, it's not an industry that is watched over, who is, that are policed in any way, which is, tough to do, but there always needs to be some sort of exchange. It doesn't always have to be money. The universal law is there always needs to be some sort of exchange of value, be it money, be it a trade, be it whatever. People say, well, it was my, God gifted me with this. Well, they chose me to be able to do this work. Absolutely. I agree. However, are you going to tell the composer that writes the concerto that they need to do it for free because God gave them that gift, or the artist who, you want them to paint a mural on your wall? Well, that's a God-given gift. Yeah, they did some training. You're going to ask them to do it for free. So it's not that I really honestly hope you all understand this is not from arrogance. I hope I'm not sounding that way, because it's the last thing I ever am. But I am very serious about people understanding that there is a lot of value. And just like anybody else, doctors, artists, musicians, whoever, we all are given a specific certain gift that we can cultivate. And they're all God-given gifts in certain ways. So I'm a firm believer that some sort of value needs to be exchanged. So plus I do this for a living, so I can't be necessarily
Yeah.
just giving it away all the time. And just so you know, everyone, I am of service and I do give freely. And this is the way I do it. I do my Wednesday live psychic mini reading lives where I do offer and do some free readings. I do my table talk Thursdays. I don't charge for that. You guys get to learn an awful lot from me. There's a lot of information I share that people have paid a lot of money in the past to receive when I was teaching workshops. You know, so not, again, I'm not like, hey, look at me. It's just that I believe there's sometimes our value gets so lost in the weeds. And I think I have a passion about that because every psychic out there, we have value. We have value.
Yes.
And either,
and I think that there's a lot for the exchange of energy. I think that there's a lot of significance to that.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, this is a precious gift. And sometimes for someone to truly receive it to the extent and depth that would be beneficial, there has to be a value put on it by them also.
Right.
Because if they're just getting free from someone, and there are a lot of people that do that, they jump around, they get a lot of freebies, okay. But are they really taking it seriously? Are they taking it to the heart? Or are they just jumping around getting freebies because they want the answer they want? I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of reasons. So I'm going to get off my little bit of soapbox because that's not where I intended to go. But
Let's see what
feel so strongly about it. But other than this, Dana, that messes you up for a while, honey, you really absolutely need to get some tools on board. If you're going to open up to this energy and you're going to do the work, please know what you're doing because you can be opening up. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying you can be opening up yourself to a world of hurt because energy is energy and it's very powerful. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure, I mean, I can work with you. Jessie can work with you, whatever. I have a whole toolbox that I can offer you. Archangel Michael, if nothing else, please call upon Archangel Michael to clear your energy and to keep you cleared, sweetheart, because we don't want you down for the count because it can happen. It can happen. It can happen. It almost happened to me once. And I know other psychics and people who open up to the energy. We've had close calls. Some of us have gotten we have been taken down and laid out. I have not, I came close, but you know, I had some real imbalance going on. So, okay.
And that's why I texted you at 10 o'clock the other night and said, I need help.
Right?
And you were there.
Right. All right. So
Molly makes, it would be like doing a cake for free. Yes. And your cakes are so beautiful. And I want to try them so bad. They look so delicious.
I'll check you out, Molly Makes. Hey, like my page, Molly. Like and follow my page, Molly Makes. I'll check you out. All right. So we take our energy. Go ahead.
We take our energy to do our talents for others, and that energy is valuable as doctors. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
I love it.
You're both beautiful. How do I harness this? I'm a newbie looking for advice. Check out her table talks. Check out her Facebook page and stuff. And
sorry, go ahead.
Elyse and Psychic. That's the page that she needs to look at, right? And
Elyse and Psychic. Yes. If you get to Elyse and, that's my profile, my personal stuff. Make sure you're getting to Elyse and Psychic. And Dana, honey, if you want to check out my website, ElyseandPsychic.com. I don't have it on there yet. It's one of the things on my list. But I do help clients with developing their psychic abilities too. And Jessie said she does some of that work too. So check us out. And if you're drawn, great. Awesome. Love to work with you. I'm sure Jessie would too if you're drawn.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And our websites and everything is in the description box of the video. So you can just go on there and click on the links to find us. So yeah. Awesome. Well, I turned blue again. You can see my world turned blue. So I guess that means it's time for me to sign off is when I turn into a Smurf.
That's so great. And you know, one of those Smurfs did wear a purple shirt, I think.
This is red. This is maroon, and it turns blue. I look like a blueberry.
I love it.
A blue. She said I have a blue aura.
I see that. And actually, it's getting more and more as time passes.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
your spirit team's just like, okay, she's not going to stop. I'm just going to turn her blue and pull the plug. I love it. Jessie,
Very
thank
funny.
you so much for having me on. We always laugh and have a great time.
Absolutely. So great. And thanks everyone for joining us. And please check out her website, check out her Facebook Lives, and check out the Table Talk. It's really great. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Much love and blessings. Mwah. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.